Look at that face. Just look at it. Oh, hey guys. It's me. Welcome to show number 3, I believe, the main event, my new show. And I want to share with you guys a story that I hope you'll all enjoy because I'm sure all of you guys are fans of someone, whether it's in the sports industry or entertainment or what have you. There's somebody that you look up to and would love to meet or almost met in my case or what have you. So let me just preface this by saying I've met a lot of famous people because I know Pam, and I've known Pam since I was 13. Her mom's one of the Andrews sisters, so I met a lot of celebrities and a lot of famous people. Never really that impressed because from such a young age, I was just used to it. But there was a lot of people I met through Pam, or not even through Pam, just by living in LA and Hollywood, celebrities that were so nice that was nice. That was a good thing, and some of them weren't. And I won't right now. I won't give away those names. Maybe in the future, but never really that impressed until I went to a sneak peek of Barbra Streisand's last movie, which didn't do so well, but it was with Seth Rogen, and I got preview tickets to kind of go there and vote on what I think the title should be, and with an audience. It was in a theater, and I took Edward with me, and I kept saying, Edward, Barbra Streisand is known to sneak in through the back when the movie starts, so she might be back there. And he's looking at me like I'm out of my mind, but I really, it's just something I know because I've been a fan of her since I was so young. After the movie ended, we went to dinner. We went to P.F. Chang's. We're sitting there eating, or not even eating. I think we were just looking at the menus. And Edward his eyes got kind of big. And he's facing a table that my back is to. And he's kind of like pointing, kind of like, turn around, look. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I turned around. And all I could see was a very long table with about maybe 6 or 7 men and a woman. And then facing them with their back towards us was just one woman, like with her back to the restaurant, with a little black beret on, which I know that signature black beret, by the way. And immediately I had to pull a Lucy. I had to make Edward switch seats with me because at this table, 2 tables away from me, is Barbra Streisand. And I don't know who else. All these security people, maybe. I think one of them was her assistant, Renata, because she kind of looked like her. So I switched with Edward. I made him switch with me very discreetly, and I'm watching. And I'm amazed because, number one, boy, this woman can eat. Let me tell you. This woman can eat. She was all over those egg rolls. She was all over that Mugu Gai pan. She was up. She got out of her seat to reach over to plates to just make sure she got a taste of everything. The other thing that I found interesting was that she drinks beer, which I don't know why, but all these years I pictured her as a champagne type of classy wine, Perrier maybe, but she drinks beer, which I just find, to me, that was entertaining. Shocking, actually, but I don't know why shocking. It just seems so out of character for her. Anyways, we sat there and we ate. Well, he ate. My stomach was a mess because I was a nervous wreck because Barbra Streisand's 2 tables away from me, and then enters Seth Rogen, okay, who was also in the film. So apparently this was the gathering hole, the watering hole for after the film to discuss audience reactions and what have you. So Seth Rogen's running around, and he ran by our table, and I said, the movie was really good. I really liked it. And he was very friendly. He said thanks, and he went and sat with Barbara and all that and kibitzed with all of them. But I never approached her. I did not approach her. And Pam will tell you that was the stupidest mistake I ever made, was to not approach Barbra Streisand and say, well, Miss Streisand, I love you, I'm your biggest fan, or what have you. But there's a couple reasons why I didn't. Well, there's 3 reasons, actually, why I didn't. Number 1 is her back was to the restaurant, alone. So she was sitting alone, facing all these other people. Okay, that's a sign right there. I don't want to be bothered, I'm eating. Okay. Number 2, my uncle, may he rest in peace, told me a long time ago when I was a kid, Never expect too much when you meet the person you idolize, because you may be disappointed. And I was really afraid of that. I'm thinking, if I meet her on terms that I know she's not comfortable with, i.e. eating and in a restaurant and not working, she can kind of be a bitch to me, and I wouldn't blame her. So that was number two. And number three, I would have made a fool out of myself. Let's face it. I would have made a total fool out of myself, and I know that. So that's my story. And it was interesting to leave that restaurant knowing that she was 2 tables away from me. Never said anything to her. Sorry for the disappointing ending, but I had to be respectful. But to go to my apartment 3 blocks away afterwards and see all these pictures of her, like I do, all over the wall right after sitting 2 tables, I was just like, whoa, that was crazy. That was the closest I've ever been to her, and I didn't do anything. And I don't regret it to this day. I really don't. So telling that story will bring me directly into my pet peeve complaint for the day, and because it all ties in, and that is that I went back to that restaurant about a week after, and I told the girl at the hostess stand, she was probably about 20, 21, and I told her that, when I was here and what happened, and she looked at me very innocently, and she said, "Who's Barbra Streisand? Is that someone famous?" That's my ending pet peeve. If parents are not educating their children on music and movies from when they were a kid, or even before that. I mean, I could tell you any singer from the 1940s, and I wasn't around for many years after that. Many, many, many years after that. So my pet peeve is educate your kids on pop culture, just not current, but from before. They need to know who the hell Bing Crosby is. They need to know who the Andrews Sisters are. They need to know who Barbra Streisand and Bette Midler and anyone else, Elvis. I mean, Elvis and Marilyn are all over the place because they're copyright. They're people don't have to pay or what have you, to have their paintings and portraits and pictures up. So they're sort of mainstream, James Dean and all that. But come on, let's get with it. Let's educate the kids a little bit on who people that paved the way. That's what I'm trying to say. That's my story. Now, if you guys want to comment underneath and tell me if I did the right thing by not bothering her, or maybe you have a story you can share about when you met someone you really idolized or looked up to, that'd be great too. All right, you guys, just to let you know, I hit about 200 views yesterday on one of my very first shows, and that was really cool, and I really appreciate that. And I'm going to be filming with Pam soon, so we'll be having that show coming up. And with that, be kind to each other, and please make sure that you just take care of your animals and your pets, and give them love, and don't neglect them in any way, because pets are the most important thing on earth, in my opinion. Okay, have a great day. Bye, guys.